Hey everyone, it's Dan from Men Need to Be Heard, where we speak about the issues that men and boys face in today's modern society. And today I want to talk to you about one of the biggest things that I hear from men after they've gone down the rabbit hole of marriage or ended up stuck in a long-term relationship that isn't working for them, which is how they wish they had known how to spot what the woman that they're now involved with was really like before he made a commitment to her. And I hear from hundreds of men each week, many of whom are languishing in bad relationships and who wish they'd just known better beforehand so they could have avoided it. The truth of the matter is, women are really good at hiding their true selves during the dating process, only to quickly change once they've locked the man down. And truth be told, we men are just as guilty, because we often have our blinders on and don't see her for who she actually is, even when it's staring us right in the face. So today I'm going to share 4 tests that men should use after they meet a woman and think maybe she might be the one. 4 tests you should use to see if she truly is wifey material. Now let me be right up front and say that these tests aren't the be-all, end-all. They don't give you any guarantees, but they can go a long way towards helping you see the real her before you decide to make a commitment to her. And her failing these tests doesn't mean you have to walk away entirely either. These, like life itself, aren't black and white. They're gray. But at least by knowing the answers and the degree to which they apply, you'll be making an informed decision on whether or not to have a relationship with her instead of just winging it, which is what so many of us do. All right, let's jump in. Number 1, the first test. And you might want to do this one very early, like right after meeting her. You want to share something with her that you know she isn't going to like hearing. Something private, something that she doesn't expect. It could be an issue you have with her or the relationship. It could be something that is happening to you or is troubling you. It can be anything really, and it doesn't matter what it is, but it needs to be something that you know is going to upset or concern her. And then, gentlemen, you need to sit back and see how she reacts. Does she get totally defensive? Does she deny what you're saying is true? Does she suddenly twist it around and make it all about her? Does she run around telling her friends, family, or anyone else for that matter, all about it? And it's not just now that you want to see what she does, but down the road a little ways. As in, does she keep bringing it up, or does she weaponize it against you? If she does any of those things now, she most assuredly is going to continue to do them well into the future. Gentlemen, leopards don't change their spots, and neither do women. The truth is, if she's doing any or all of those things now, she's likely going to do it every single time you share a thought, feeling, or emotion with her. Any thought, any feeling, any emotion. Which ultimately means you'll never feel safe opening up to her. You'll never be able to fully trust her with your feelings. And ultimately, it means she most definitely is not wifey material. Ask yourself this, gentlemen. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life walking on eggshells all the time? I know I don't. The next test that you want to try is to tell her you're going to go somewhere without her, whether it be for a night, a weekend, or even a week, and be vague on the details, and then see how she reacts. If she wants to go too, it doesn't necessarily mean she's being needy or controlling. It might just be that she genuinely wants to go with you. But if she starts asking 50 questions about where you're going, who you're going with, why are you going, or why aren't you taking her with you, well, there's a pretty good chance she is in fact being needy or clingy, or she's showing she's controlling and doesn't trust you. Again, a few questions are fine, but if she keeps asking more and more questions, if she keeps nitpicking to get every single detail, if she's getting upset because she doesn't like your answers, or if she keeps gnawing at you like a dog on a bone, it's a pretty good sign she's going to have a problem with you ever being able to go and do things on your own. And unless, my friend, you want to cede total control over your life to her, that's not a good thing. So if you want some autonomy, if you want to be able to do things without getting her permission first, well then, my friend, you need to make it loud and clear that you are going to do whatever it is you wish. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. What I would suggest, my friend, is that you run, don't walk away, because you'll likely never be able to go off and do anything by yourself or with friends down the road. At least not without it becoming a huge drama. Next up, we all know it's all about the money for most women, and again, they're very good at hiding it, at least in the dating phase. Though I'd argue that lately, they're making it a lot easier to spot. So if you think things are starting to progress and you want to know if she's in it for the money or if it's actually because she genuinely cares about you, create some sort of financial issue. Tell her you're short on funds right now and that you're going to have to cut back on some things, or that she's going to have to start paying her fair share and picking up the slack moving forward. And then let her do it. Instead of a fancy dinner and a movie out, say you're going to have to make some mac and cheese and then Netflix and chill. Instead of buying her flowers or whatever else it is that she thinks she deserves, let her know you're going to have to show her your love, not with things, but with who you are. Trust me, my friend, her reaction will tell you all you need to know about how she views you and whether it's you she cares about or whether it's your wallet. Also, and this is key, focus not just on her words, but her actions, because at least at first, she's probably going to tell you it's fine. Meanwhile, she's already planning to dump you because she now knows that you can't provide the lifestyle she thinks she deserves. You can't possibly meet her expectations. You're only doing the bare minimum. Now, a good woman, one worthy of being in a relationship with, will willingly and enthusiastically pick up the slack. She may even offer to take up most of it. But if she starts hemming and hawing or getting upset in any way, well then, it's a pretty good sign she's just in it for the money. And I'll share with you that this is how I figured out very early on that my wife was a keeper. Because not 3 months after we started dating, I got downsized out of a very high-paying job. In fact, it happened right before Christmas, and it meant that I wasn't going to be able to splurge on her or really anything during the holidays. I was a divorced dad, and I had to put my money, the little I had, towards giving my kids the best Christmas I possibly could. And not only did she not bat an eye when I told her I'd lost my job, she went above and beyond in helping me out to ensure that I could give my kids a decent Christmas. She even offered to cover some of my bills if I needed it. I knew right then and there she was a keeper and that I would never have to worry about whether she was in it for the money or she was in it for me. And many years later, I still don't have to worry. Remember, gentlemen, the number one trigger that causes a woman to file for divorce is her husband losing his job. So protect yourselves up front. Find out if it is all about the money or if it's about you. Because if you do lose your job, you might also end up losing your house, your car, your kids, and anything else she thinks she can take away from you soon after. Finally, ask her what she thinks of your friends and family. Point to a specific situation or two and watch her body language as she responds. Does she like them? Does she want to spend time with them? Does she want you to spend time with them? Again, gentlemen, you need to pay attention because she may and likely will say all the right things, as women are very good at hiding what they think of your friends and family in the dating phase. But once they think they've locked you down, well, my friends, then they'll have no problem letting you know what they really think of your friends and family. And in many cases, they'll start doing everything they can to cut you off from them. A good time for this test is right now as I'm filming this, the holiday season. It's one I should have done with my first wife because all the signs were there. And honestly, I had my blinders on. Hell, I had 3 blindfolds, a hood, and a burlap sack over my head. Because after we became serious, I didn't get to spend a single holiday with my family for the remaining 12 years that we were together. Not one. Even now, even after we've been divorced for 30 years, she insists that our kids spend every holiday with her and makes their lives miserable if they don't. So I know this one from personal experience. And I have no one to blame but myself because I ignored all the signs and didn't stand up for myself. And to be blunt, I'm not alone. I've spoken to thousands upon thousands of men who've ended up in the exact same situation that I did, who, like me, haven't spent a holiday with their families in years, decades even. So if things are getting serious, ask her the plans for the holidays, then sit back and shut up. Does she ask you what you'd like, or does she assume she gets to decide? Does she enthusiastically say she wants to split the time between your family and hers? Does she want to go to your friend's holiday party every bit as much as she does hers? Again, don't just listen to the words. See what happens during the holiday season. I'm not saying it has to be split exactly the same right down to the minute, but if you're spending the bulk of the holiday time with her friends and family and none with yours, well, let me say it again, gentlemen, because this is one of the biggest regrets that men have down the road. I can't tell you the number of guys who are married or in long-term relationships, and even those who are post-divorce, that tell me they've been completely cut off from their friends and families during the holiday season, or even in general for that matter. It's a much, much higher number than anyone wants to admit. So finding out up front if this is who she is can save you a ton of grief and loneliness down the road. Again, don't just pay attention to the words. Pay attention to her bodily reaction, because that's going to tell you more than any words she uses. All right, my friends, that's my list. What are your thoughts? Have you found yourself stuck in a bad relationship and wished you'd done some of the things that I've just mentioned? Do you have other tests that men can do to help them avoid getting trapped in a nightmare relationship? Let me know down in the comments, and hey, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be aware when I post my next video. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Men Need to Be Heard.